adult class. It is Tuesday, May 19th. Time to get to work. Make sure you guys warm up before you get started. Just a reminder, guys, if you forgot the warm-ups, which I know some of you guys forgot what day of the week it is, including me, then refer to our app. Go on the app, Leading Edge Martial Arts app. You should all have that app, and you should all have your notifications turned on. Go under curriculum. The very first button is Lima Online. And the second video on Lima Online is the adult warm-ups. Please get yourselves warmed up before you get started with your training today. All right, so this week we've been working on hand techniques. We're working on some grappling techniques from the side mount or side control. And we are going to finish with some weapon defense, okay? So the technique we're working on today, guys, that everybody has to know, we're all gonna work on the same thing to get started here. And that's understanding what a recovering back fist is. A recovering back fist. So, let's just say, for example, I throw a punch at Joshua here, and he slips underneath it. Or I miss, and I'm out of position. Or I throw the punch and he moves to the side, out of the way. And now he's behind me here. I don't want to just turn back towards him where I'm going to eat a strike to the face. I want to recover and be offensive while I'm recovering. So I throw that punch and I miss. Now as I recover, bang! I'm going to make contact with the back of my fist. That's the name. Back fist. Nothing too tricky there. Ready to hit with the whole back of the fist right there. The whole thing.
Straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's not straightforward. It's a cross. Ha ha. Okay, so I throw that punch. I missed, and I recover with that back fist, okay? It can work with the front hand too. I throw the punch, I miss, recover with the back fist. So that's all we're doing is a recovering back fist to get started. So here's how it's going to work, guys. Starting from your defensive stance, pivot across like you're doing a hook punch. Now, key. This is key. We're not doing this. We're not like those old school action figures that when you squeeze the legs, two arms move at the same time, right? Then we have like a Spider-Man or something like that, or a Superman.
More than likely.
Yeah, you might still have it in your room. So from here, this hand has to stay up as this punch comes around. What are we doing on those feet? Pivot. Then we recover with the back fist, right? So we pivot and recover. Pivot and recover. Pivot and recover. Ready, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia. Let's do the other hand now. Ready, pivot across. Look at this hand still up. And recovering back fist. Pivot across. Recovering back fist. Pivot across. Recovering back fist. Ready, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia. All right, guys. So what I want you guys to do now is you're going to grab whatever soft target you guys have. Everybody, white through black. You're going to do the following drill. Back up a little bit, Joshi.
Who says that?
Yeah, you're good. Defensive stance set.
Kia.
Joshi's going to do 10. 20. 20. Front hook, recovering back fist. Take your time. I want go really slow at first so they see how the hand changes position. Hook. See how the palm was down on the hook punch? Now he turned the fist. Back fist. Okay? Go.
Kia.
Go.
Kia.
Go.
Kia.
He does 20 of those, then he's going to do it with the backhand.
Kia.
1.
Kia.
2.
Kia.
20. Good job, man. You're fast. Switch your stance.
Kia.
Now we got to do the other side.
Kia.
1.
Kia.
2. 20. Now the other arm. 1. 2. 20. All right, good. So now, I want everybody, white through black, doing that and getting the blood flowing. But then we have a second drill for our blue belts and above. And it's just a little more advanced combination. That drill's going to look like this, okay? We are going to do a front hook, recovering back fist, back punch. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to let you all try this. I'll let you all try this.
All right.
Now, if you don't have a partner to do this with, you're going to have to do it on the air. But if you do have a partner, great. Just start slow. Front hook, recovering back fist, back punch. So I threw this first punch and I missed Joshi. And I come right back. Bang, bang. He goes to sleep, okay? And that's the goal here. All right, so I throw that. Okay, that I always like to follow the first strike up with the second strike. So here we go. Front hook, back fist, back
Kia.
punch. Ready, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia, go. Kia. Switch your stance. Front hook, back fist,
Kia.
punch. Go. Kia. 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 Okay, if you don't have a partner, do 20 to 30 of those on the air. If you do have a partner, you can do it with the targets. Now, I will tell you, so by Bailey and I were doing this drill earlier today, it's a little challenging to get the targets positioned right quick enough. Gotta think. It's Tuesday. Hard to think on Tuesday. Okay, so here we go. Front hook, back fist, back punch.
Kia.
Okay?
Kia. 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 Oh.
Oh, you messed it up, not me. You forgot the recovering back fist. Key is I want to recover all the time with that back fist, okay? Hook, back fist, back
Kia.
punch. Hook, back fist,
Kia.
back punch. Hook, back fist,
Kia.
back punch. Okay? Switch the sides.
Ooh, sensei.
Now we'll see if I can figure this one out over here. Hook, back fist, back
Kia.
punch.
Kia. Ah. Kia. Kia. Kia.
All right, guys. Let's get a good 20 to 30 reps in on both sides. If you have targets, fantastic. If you don't, you're on the air. If you do have a partner, they don't have targets, what do? We do it on the hands. Okay? Maybe put on your boxing gloves if you have them. If not, just light knuckles, light knuckles. So he goes hook, back fist, back
Yeah.
punch.
Kia. Kia.
Just like so. All right, guys. Have a great set. Pause video. Come back when you're ready. All right, welcome back. All right, continuing with our grappling theme today, I want to just review our guillotine choke from a standing position, just so we understand the semantics, the logistics, the nuances, the details. We talked about details last week, didn't we?
Some week.
Yeah. What week is this?
8,
9.
9.
10,
Week 9.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Hey, somebody barely learned how to count this week. All right. So anyway, it is week 9 of the quarantine. So I know we covered this at some point, but we will cover it again. Okay, so let's just assume for a second that maybe Joshu shot at me like a wrestler, and I kind of shuffled back, and I gave him that whole Ole symbol here, so his head goes right into here. Now, with the guillotine is going to come underneath his throat, so the blade of my arm is resting right on his windpipe, right there, right on that big old Adam's apple. Okay, right there. This free hand is going to come in, grab my wrist, I'm going to bend my knees, and arch my back. Okay? Pretty simple. We're just understanding the nuances of doing a standing guillotine. That's going to set up what we're doing next. So his head's inside there. I'm over the back of the neck, under the chin. The free hand grabs the wrist. I bend my knees and arch my back. So from this side, just so you can see how this arm comes across. You guys see those fingers wiggling there? This hand does not grab the hand. That's too loose and wiggly. I grab my wrist. Bend the knees, arch. Now, very important, when we practice these skills, we always do it with a lot of control. We don't want to go fast, we don't want to go hard, and we want our partners to know to tap early and tap often. And he's not going to just tap his own leg, he wants to get my attention. So he's going to tap me, he's going to tap me aggressively. Not like this baby tap, but you're gonna tap, okay, like this. Okay, so now, when his head's here, as soon as I feel that tap, whether I think I have the move done or not, I'm gonna let go. That's important. Use your tap on this side so they see what I mean, okay?
Sensei.
That's it. Even if I think I didn't really have it all the way, if he's tapping, it means he's feeling some discomfort or pain. And I want to let go before I force it to go a little bit too far. That's a standing guillotine, okay? But that's really not what our lesson plan's about. So our white, yellow, orange, green. You guys are working on the guillotine from side mount today. From side mount. So just put your head there, feet there.
Ooh, sensei.
All right, set by Bailey. Can you make sure you tilt and zoom out on as you need?
Sensei.
Okay, so I take a good side mount position. First of all, you know, knees are spread wide. We covered this yesterday in class. Knees are spread wide. My chest is going to go on his chest. This arm's going to fish under his head. This arm's going to fish under his arm. I have a nice gable grip to start. Now from here, yesterday we learned how to attack this arm. Today I'm attacking the throat. So I'm gonna bring this arm around here. He's gonna do one of two things here with his head. He might have his head lifted up because he's looking for something to do, an option. Smart grapplers, they keep their head down because they don't wanna make their neck vulnerable. But I'm gonna encourage him to pick up his head by giving him a few elbows right to the head. He's gonna lift his head. Now from here, I'm gonna sweep this arm around in this big circle. I'm gonna loop it underneath the back of his neck. Now I have to fidget a little bit to get my arm in between my chest and his chest. Now once I'm there, I'm gonna get out on my tippy toes and keep my weight on his chest, and I'm gonna peel my right shoulder up towards his right toes. Now, this isn't gonna be directly a choke as much of it is a neck crank. But as you've heard us talk about in our different lessons about chokes, we have 3 types of chokes. We have air chokes, pain chokes, and blood chokes. The guillotine standing is an air choke. This guillotine is more of a neck crank, which makes it a pain choke, okay? Unless this person has really skinny neck and you have really long, lanky arms, then you can get under the chin a little bit better. But for me, I have no shoulder flexibility, so I get to about here. Now, one of the things I'll do is I'll get to here. If I have a gi on, I'm gonna grab my gi, okay? If I don't, I just gotta pin my hand between his chest and my chest, okay? So watch again. Start from your side control position. Give him a few shots to lift that head. Look how I walk that arm around. I'm not doing this. I'm not reaching and then diving because he's gonna feel like coming and pin his head back down. I wanna be a little sneaky about it. Get my knee out of the way so I can tuck my arm in, grab my own gi, get out on my tippy toes, and arch. Let's turn sideways here.
Sensei.
Okay, again. Here, have my side control. Give him a few shots. So here I get my knee out of the way. Just for a second there. Get my hand pinned in there. Get out on my tippy toes and crank. Okay? So that's white, yellow, orange, green. You're working your guillotine choke from side control. Blue belts, purple belts. I want you guys working on your clock choke. Clock choke. So when we do this choke, we're going to be right here. Now, I'm going to start in this normal position here. I'm going to let this hand slide out. I'm going to grab the back of his gi. Sit up for a second, Joshua. You see here, guys, my thumb is inside his gi collar. Fingers are wrapped around. I'm going to hold that very, very tight. Now, from here, I'm simply going to do my clock drill. I'm going to work around a reverse mount and then to side mount on the other side, but I want to leave this arm over here. I'm not going to let this arm loop around his neck. I'm defeating the whole purpose. I'm going to leave this arm on this side of the body. I'm going to do it very low at first, then I'll show you with some space. So I stay low, low, low. He's already feeling pressure on his neck. Right here, boom. Okay, now that choke, I'm showing you, I left my arm on that side of the body. My palm is inverted, it's upside down. My forearm is on his carotid artery right there, and it's cutting the blood flow off to his brain. And we don't want to do that for long, Joshi. Okay. So, and while I'm laying on him, that makes it insanely tight. Okay? I'm going to do it from the opposite side since I'm over here. Watch again as I come around. Now this time I'm going to come around and I'm going to leave space between my chest and his chest just so you can see the arm position. This is not how we do it. We keep our chest down. But I'm here, and as I come around, notice how I'm leaving that arm there. And then by driving this elbow to the floor, that creates that choke. Now, if I just do it like this with no weight on him, all he has to do to take that pressure off is turn on his side. There's no pressure. So we got to keep him pinned down, chest on chest. So again, I'm low. Thumbs in the back of that gi. Working around. Boom, he's already feeling it. So I have to let go, even though I didn't think I had it deep. So my belly, my head's cut off in that film there.
Sensei. Well,
Oh.
it was on Lucas.
Okay, focus on that kid. All right, so there we go. That's our clock choke. Now, for our red belts, brown belts, and black belts, I want to focus on the clock armbar again. I love this move. I love this move because you know what? It's there more often than you think. If you're,
Sneaky.
yeah, it's sneaky, and if you're grappling with an inexperienced guy, they're gonna give this to you a lot, okay? And it's kind of mean to abuse people with it, but it's there.
It is what it is.
Okay, so we know, because we're experienced leading edge martial arts grapplers, that we keep this arm in here, creating a frame against the body and the neck. Okay? But what a lot of people make the mistake of doing is draping that arm over the back and neck here. His arm right now is in between my two arms, as opposed to across the frame there. So he puts that here. Thank you, right on my trachea. Okay? Now, when I feel this is a gift. Thank you. Okay?
You're welcome.
I'm going to bring this arm out. I'm going to hug that arm. And then I'm going to block his hip on this side. And what I'm blocking is I'm blocking his ability to do knee to belly to recover guard. So I'm blocking his hip. Now, I work my way around that clock drill again. I'm straightening his arm across his body. I'm essentially sitting right over his head. Now I bring that knee down his side, plant this foot here, and I'm going to sit as close to his shoulder as I can. As I pull on the arm, I pull this knee up, and I'm in that arm bar. Okay? Show it again. There's a lot of different angles here, so Sent by Bailey, just make sure you're on your game with zooming and zooming out, okay?
Who's sensei?
So again, the thing is, I started in the right position, but he gave me this arm. So I'm going to hug that arm. I'm going to block his hip. My right hand's down here, blocking his hip. Now, I'm going to work my clock drill around. Now I'm going to spin his body just a little bit so you guys can see. Let's turn. Now, with my left hand, I'm scraping across his body. I want to keep weight on him. Tuck my knee down his side. Sit as close to him as I can. Pull him tight to me. Now this left leg, I'm just going to pop the knee up. This is going to hug. And there's my arm bar. Now, stay here. Turn this way. Okay, so again, I'm in this position. I hug that arm. Lock that hip. Clock drill. Scrape across the body. See how his arm is pinned between my body and his. I'm not being shy here, guys. I'm basically sitting on his head. I slide my left knee down his body. Get this foot to this side of the head. Now all I'm going to do is I sit. And as I sit, I'm tugging on that arm. This knee here, I'm just going to let the knee pop up. I don't need to throw the knee over the body. This leg hugs the head. Squeeze. There's my arm bar. Last time. Nope, I'm going to come from here now.
Did I have to move?
You don't have to move, sir. You're good.
Alrighty.
Okay, you look comfy. I hug this arm. I can't snap at that finger. Lock the hip. Circle the body, scrape the arm. Pull that knee. See how I pull this knee down his hip? Hugging that arm. Foot's on that side of the head. Pull the arm straight. See how I'm pulling his whole body with me? There's an arm bar. Thumb side up, lower hip. That's it. That's the clock arm bar. All right, guys. Got lots of work on. Remember, upper belts review the lower belt submission techniques. Now, today, what I want to talk to you guys about, our mat chat, is growth. What I mean by growth, I don't mean eating your vegetables and growing. I certainly don't mean eating too much ice cream and growing. I mean personal growth. What way and how are you growing personally, having personal growth during this quarantine? Are you staying the same, or are you improving yourself as an individual and person? For our school-age students, are you guys working on your schoolwork? Are you doing extra? Are you studying more? Are you reading a book? Are you doing things to improve yourself scholastically? Are you growing? For our athletes, are you growing in your given sports? Are you going out there and shooting hoops? Are you going out there and shooting a lacrosse ball? Are you going out there and practicing your yoga positions? I don't know, that wasn't a yoga position. I don't know what the heck that was. Are you going out there and working? Okay? Are you learning new skills? Mrs. Sensei and I, we've been learning how to do puzzles and Legos. I haven't done puzzles and Legos in 25 years, but we're doing them, and it's actually quite fun. It's nice family time, too. Senpai Bailey, he likes to teach himself how to do things on YouTube. He's been teaching himself how to draw on YouTube. Mrs. Sensei and I made a new rule in our house that once a week, our kids have to learn how to cook for us. So this week, they'll be making their first meal for us. I can't wait. Maybe I can. Okay? What are you doing to personally grow? Pick up a new hobby. Pick up a new skill. Are you learning to garden? Are you learning to build? Are you learning to do housework and home improvements? What are you doing to make yourself better, to grow? Yesterday, I learned a new skill. Yesterday, I became Sensei the barber. That's right. I gave Senpai Bailey his first quarantine haircut. Now, it could still, I'm not a professional barber, but he had quite the mop going on all over the place, and he was even sporting quite the mullet. But we got him all cleaned up. We got rid of his rat tail. We cleaned him up, and now he's got his first quarantine haircut, and I kind of have a new skill. I grew as a person. So, what are you doing to grow? And I don't mean your hair. Do you need a quarantine haircut? Yeah. I can't open leading edge yet. Maybe I'll come cut your hair. Okay, guys, I want to hear about what you're doing to grow as an individual. All right, so we're going to get back to our self-defense training. We're going to continue with our stick defenses. Yesterday, we worked on some stick defense. We worked on stick versus stick. A couple weeks ago, we did stick versus knife. But that knife was stationary, and he was threatening me, and I just kind of moved and swatted real quick. But now this is a really aggressive opponent. And he's got a knife, and he's in attack mode. The main difference between stick versus knife, as opposed to stick versus stick, is I have to make sure I disable that knife hand immediately. Moving out of the way solely is not good enough. For example, when we had two sticks yesterday, and he came at me over the top, I went here. And then I came here. But the problem with the knife is, when I hit him here, that knife just went in my back. Because he still has the knife in his hand. Even if he's hurting, he can stab. Okay? He might be hurting and be able to hit me with a stick, but he's not going to have a lot of damage. But that knife's going to go right into me. When I move this way, if I just go for the body, oh man, not good, not good. So what we need to do is we need to think a little bit differently now. We still want to use the octagon to get out of the way. Now we're still working off a straight in stab, a step over the head or a straight in stab. So we're talking about moving on 11, 1, 7, 5. For my newer adult students, don't panic. I know we have a couple new white belts that just started this week. The opponent's standing right in front of you at what we call 12 o'clock. I can move to 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. This skill might be a little advanced or a little bit ahead of you right now. That's okay. Next week, we're going to be working on closing the distance and the octagon. So you'll kind of get to work on it, and you'll understand this a little bit better starting next week. So 11 o'clock, I can move. So if Joshu's standing right here, he's at 12. I'm going to 11, or I'm going to 1. So I'm shuffling past him. Now, the big difference here is I want to disable that arm. So as he's coming at me, instead of me thinking about here, I'm thinking about here, smashing that arm. If I can hit him in an upward strike as he's coming down, likelihood I'm breaking his arm, or at least causing enough pain that he drops that weapon. So I can come here, smash, smash. Okay? If we go to the inside here, I can either come up on it and then down and across, or I can just hit down onto the arm. Bang! Boom! I love these drills. So much fun. I know. Okay, come on this side, please.
You sensei.
So again, he comes overhead, goes slow. I come up and hit that arm as it's coming down. Then from there, some sort of strike, okay? If I come inside, I can come up on that arm, a little more advanced, circular blocking, or I can just strike down on the arm, bang, bang, okay? That's off an overhead strike. So can I go backwards at 7 and 5? Sure. But you gotta understand he still has a knife and he can just keep coming at me. And eventually I'm gonna have to do something, right? I don't necessarily like doing just a high block here. Yes, if I do a high block, that's gonna hurt the heck out of his arm. But that knife is probably gonna come flying out of his hands. It's not gonna kill me, but it's gonna hurt. It's gonna cut me. It's gonna be flying. I don't like flying blades, okay? Now, what about a linear strike? He's stabbing straight in. Same concept. I wanna get out of the way, smash that arm. Boom. Okay? Get out of that way, smash that arm. So that's what we're thinking about, guys. First step is always evade. Get out of the way. Ideally, we want to counter as we evade. So we're utilizing the octagon. Boom. Okay? Now, for some of you guys, I know we had a new student start this week, and he asked, he wanted to learn Bagua. Some of you guys are like, Mogwai? No, not gremlins. Bagua. Bagua comes from Chinese Kung Fu, and it actually means, it's a term for the Chinese theory of moving on angles, okay? They refer to it as a temple dance. It looked a lot like this. Interesting enough, it looks a lot like this, which is our octagon. And this is used to get out of the way, to not have to meet force with force. If I can evade, I will evade. If he's a tractor trailer bearing down on me, I don't want to block. I'm getting run over. Guess what I'm doing? Get out of the way. Okay? Just get out of the way. So guys, again, we're giving you a little free flow thinking here with your self-defense. I want you to have some fun with it. Grab a pool noodle, grab a Nerf sword, grab an empty gift wrap tube, and do these drills with somebody. If you don't have anybody to practice with, visualize. You can still see it. You can stand around a stationary target, stand by a tree, and just move by the tree and hit it as you go. Move by the tree and hit it as you go. So I'm just visualizing if I have to. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. You guys get the idea. All right, covered a lot today. We're covering back fists. Get your reps in. We worked on different submissions from the side mount. We did guillotines. We did a guillotine standing. We did a guillotine for the side mount. We did a clock choke. We did a clock arm bar. We talked about personal growth. Not growing your hair or growing your body, growing as a person. I want to see how you're growing as a person. And we worked on stick versus knife defense. Thank you guys for training with us today. Keep up the good work. Thanks for being Lima Strong, and we'll see you online tomorrow. Oos.